Yeah, Tiny Tim with tulips. Tiptoe through the tulips. Oh my goodness. I, I I was trying to find a song that probably wouldn't be like if Twitch saw this and the content people behind Twitch, they probably wouldn't mute the video. I'm assuming that song is more on the safe side. Plus, that song has been used in horror movies, and it is terrifying if you've seen those horror movies. Okay, this week we're going to talk about music. Anything, everything music. Welcome. Thanks for joining me yet again. This is the 6th episode. I still have not had a chance to redo my intro. Life was crazy this week. My phone was having many issues, so I was driving all over the place trying to get it fixed. Ended up having to get a new phone. So that's going on. Hi, Mega Mira. Welcome. So I'm trying to get that intro set up, ready to go. Get it going. But thank you for your patience with me. Also, because of the week that I've had, I have not gotten a chance to put up episode 5 onto YouTube yet. Again, I apologize. I will try and do that. Most likely, episode 5, episode 6 will both go up on YouTube the same time. Or back to back. You were on call, so you're here. Nice. Well, welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you could make it. So music, I think, is one of the most personal artistic expressions in terms of how it affects people differently. And so certain songs can mean a great amount to somebody, and then somebody else can listen to that song and think that it's ridiculous. But where movies and TV shows, you can get that kind of, oh, you don't like this, but it's amazing. I think there's a deeper level when it comes to music. There's more of a visceral influence that music has on people. And you get, just all the different genres and the melding of genres. Excuse me, I'm going to take a drink of water. I am warm right now. I don't know why. Okay. Cool the core temperature down. So for me, music can put me in a mood. It can take me out of a mood. It can heighten a mood. It can speak into a mood. A lot of it has to do with emotion when I listen to music. There are times when I listen to music just because I like the music, and there are more times than not right now that I listen to music because it's what my kid wants to listen to. So, but there are so many things. I love movie soundtracks, the symphonic orchestra, putting together the emotions for the background of a film. That, to me, I listen to movie soundtracks all the time, constantly. My favorite being Jurassic Park, but that's just because of my whole, obsession. I'm not going to beat around the bush there. Music, you say, brother? Yes, brother. I do say music. I have a song from Mulan stuck in my head all week. Nice. Yes, that's always fun. All the Disney songs. We have Pink Fong, which is, they do that Baby Shark song and a bunch of other songs. And so those are stuck in my head constantly. It's super fun. Luckily, we have found Beat Bugs, which we found it a couple years ago on Netflix. It's a show about bugs that live in a backyard, and every episode is based off of a Beatles song. So Scarlett has known Beatles music from a very young age, and she loves it, and it presents it in a way that appeals to kids without being overly childish, because a lot of kids bop stuff like that, which is just I can't even. Whenever a kids bop song comes on, I'm like, no. Wait. Why are you saying no? I'm curious. Oh, ping pong. Yep, that's what happens when you have kids. You listen to a lot of stuff that you don't really want to listen to. But movie soundtracks are huge for me. It can put me in a mood depending on the style of the soundtrack. Like if I'm trying to get myself pumped up, work out, stuff like that, I'll listen to soundtrack music more often than I'll listen to music with lyrics in it. Case in point, the King Arthur soundtrack, which is Daniel Pemberton, but the music in there, and there's a couple songs that have lyrics that are really good, and just kind of that driving music. And then you have John Wick soundtracks. You have the Bourne soundtracks. What's another one? The Foreigner, the Jackie Chan movie, and Pierce Brosnan is in that as well. That soundtrack that can get me pumped up. There's one song that's a remix off of the Sherlock Holmes soundtrack that I've said soundtrack so many times. Should have just changed it to we're talking about soundtracks, but no, we'll move on. We'll move on. And then there's the very sad melodic music, like the show The Leftovers. The guy who does that music is just Max Richter is his name, and oh man, it can put you in a headspace of just reflection and all sorts of stuff. It's crazy, but it's some of the most hauntingly beautiful music I've ever heard in my life. From the show The Leftovers, which is not about food, by the way. I blocked it on my mother and nephew's tablets, so we can't get that started. Wow, all right. Very strong feelings about Pink Fong. We've got a kid's music CD for the car, and it's got a long version of Row, Row, Row Your Boat. The rest of the song, kind of creepy. Oh, is it the one where it's like, if you see an alligator, something about he'll bite you or something? And yeah, if that's the one, I totally agree. That's, yeah. Or Don't Forget to Scream. Is that it? Which is creepier in my opinion. So, other music, I like hip hop, some hip hop, some of the more experimental stuff I'm not a big fan of. Same with jazz. If it's more cohesive jazz, I like it. Miles Davis is one of my favorites. But when they start to get more into that experimental jazz, where I'm like, I can't follow the rhythm, I can't follow where it's headed, my brain can't handle it, and I can't listen to it. Ripping your pants and then throwing people overboard. Wow. I love 100% of anything from Hans Zimmer. Hans Zimmer is fantastic, absolutely. Him and Benjamin Wallfish, who is he's newer in the arena. They did the Blade Runner 2049 soundtrack, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. Another Benjamin Wallfish that he did, soundtrack that he did, is A Cure for Wellness. That is a beautiful soundtrack, and that movie is visually stunning. It's very out there and weird, but I like the movie, but the visual and aural aesthetics of that movie are fantastic. Yes, listen to A Cure for Wellness if you get a chance. That music is wonderful. I really, really like it. So Benjamin Wallfish is somebody that I really am enjoying lately. Max Richter, of course, and he's done other things. He did the music for the movie Hostiles. I can't remember what else he's done. He's done a few different things. I'm probably gonna butcher this name, but I think I'm fairly close with it. Ramin Djawadi. He did the music for Westworld, Game of Thrones. He's done other random, like, I thought, okay, with these kind of more haunting melodies and epic melodies, stuff like this, I would never would have expected he did the Pacific Rim soundtrack. But the Westworld music is amazing, and what he does with he takes popular songs and either makes them instrumental, or in Westworld they have the old timey player piano, and some of the songs are done in that version, which is just amazing. It's great. I enjoy most of their soundtracks. Yeah, it's very interesting. John Williams, who I guess has been hospitalized now. He is in the hospital at the moment, not feeling well. So hope that he gets better, because his music has always been iconic. I don't know of any other composer that you can listen to the theme or just the music from any of the movies, and you're like, oh yeah, it's John Williams, and the mind blowing in that. Jaws, Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park, Harry Potter, Superman, Schindler's List. Just the list is endless with him and the stuff that he does. It's phenomenal, and I've always liked his music that he has done. I'm trying to think of who else. Hans Zimmer, of course, as was mentioned. His stuff is phenomenal. The Dark Knight trilogy, wonderful music. Love the music in that. Just the intensity that is built in that. Yep, you just know when it's John Williams music. Pretty much. That's totally. Stuck on the soundtracks, and I don't care. But let's see here. Who else James Newton Howard. He's done a lot of good stuff. I could just go through my library and just be like, yep. What's his name? Trevor Bates? Can't think of. Yeah, Tyler Bates. Tyler Bates is really good. He did the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtracks. He did John Wick soundtracks. He did the music for the Exorcist TV show. Very good stuff. I like it. Michael Salvatore. I know the name. What has he done? Oh, okay. Yeah. Destiny, Halo. Yeah, when that music for Halo first came onto the scene, I was like, this is a game changer. That music was haunting. It was so beautiful. Loved it. James Horner, yep, absolutely. He's fantastic. Let's see here. Who else? I can't help myself now. I gotta go through my library a little bit, because I know there's people that I'm definitely missing. Let's see here. Oh man. So this is just one aspect. This is one piece of all the things that I have a very eclectic taste in music. I'm not a person who really sticks to one genre. I'm a person who goes towards specific genres based on my emotional state a lot of times. So if I'm in the mood to just like get pumped up a little bit, I'll go towards more of the hip hop, more of the rocky rock and roll, or the soul, kind of that rocky soul feel, such as Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, or Reagan Bone Man. I like the 1900s hip hop, like Mystical and Busta Rhymes and stuff like that. I like Logic. He's fascinating to listen to. His styles, stuff like that. Childish Gambino. But I'm trying to find... Yes, there we go. I knew there was one that I was forgetting that I love. Clint Mansell. Clint Mansell is brilliant with his music. He did the music for Moon and The Fountain, and which The Fountain has always had a place in my heart, just in terms of like just getting that feeling of, I don't even know, it's really hard to describe, but The Fountain is a very, very odd movie. But it's a Darren Aronofsky film, so you're gonna get that off the wall craziness. But it's with Rachel Weisz and Hugh Jackman, and it's a great movie. But the music just adds volumes to that movie. Let's see here. Over here. I know you don't know the game, but the new League song they did for Worlds is great. It really pumps me up. That's awesome. If you want to, I can send it to you. Yeah, man, send that to me for sure. And yeah, boy, great stuff, man. You ever get that feeling when you're listening to a song and you get that ASMR going? Oh, of course, absolutely. That happens a lot when I listen to music. Sometimes when my wife is working and I'm at home going to bed, I will turn on music and fall asleep to it. I'll turn it on my phone and just lay there and listen to music, mostly soundtracks. But yeah, it's fascinating to me when you look online and stuff like that. You see all the different tastes of, this music is what I like. This music is trash, and you're like, well, okay. I mean, we can all say that to an extent based on our own tastes, but I'm not out there making that music, and I'm not out there, coming up with compositions and what fits here and here and here to create a cohesive sound and all that. It's like filmmaking. If you know what goes into making a movie, even the most terrible, ridiculous, horrible movie is impressive because they finished it. Even The Room is impressive because they made a movie and they got it out there and they became a cult classic because it's just ridiculous. Not a song, but since you mentioned Hugh Jackman, ever seen Kate and Leopold? I have not seen Kate and Leopold. I know what it's about, but I have not seen it myself. It has 3 of my favorite artists in this song. Okay, I will check that out later. Watch the YouTube video too. Okay, will do. My wife and I have a song. We haven't listened to it in a long time because we listened to it a lot when we were dating and such. And it's the Lumineers. And so here's a little fun fact about me. I'm the worst when it comes to titles of songs. Worst. I don't know the titles of 95% of the songs I listen to. I don't know. So if someone says, hey, have you heard this song? And says the title, I'm probably going to be like, well, unless it's a major, lyric in the song, I'm probably not gonna know what you're talking about. But it's the I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweet heart. That song, which a lot of people find annoying, but it's our song, and we love it. And when I proposed to her, that was playing in the background, that kind of stuff. So we have, the nostalgia songs. Lumineers, I've always liked. I like their style, although they're almost all completely broken apart at this point. Yeah, I found that out. There's 2 remaining members, original members of that band. There's music that I'll listen to, and then I think it's really good, and then I get really annoyed by it, and then I realize this is super generic, and it's only listenable a few times, and then it just gets frustrating. One of those bands for me is Imagine Dragons. There's one song that I can listen to over and over, and it sounds nothing like any of their other songs. It's the song that was in the Mission Impossible Fallout trailer. And I had no idea who it even was. Had to look it up, and I'm like, that's Imagine Dragons? But other than that one, I used to like Imagine Dragons. I used to listen to them all the time. And then one day I was just like, it's generic. It feels generic to me. And so I haven't really listened to them since. Except when it comes up on Kids Bop. Yeah, super. You'd be bad with most of BOTDF songs. And yeah, I like that song. Hey, there you go. Sad days. I have to be in a mood for Imagine Dragons. My mood that I have to be in for Imagine Dragons is I have nothing else to listen to. But I need something. I feel the same way about Mumford & Sons. I used to really like Mumford & Sons. Now I can't really listen to them. I'm like, eh. But probably one of my favorite bands right now is Bastille. I really like their music. They are innovative with the way that they do, the different instruments that they highlight in different songs I really enjoy, because it doesn't feel like just the same thing over and over. You get, the different synths and the different random instruments that they throw in there, it's pleasing to the ear holes. Bastille Alt J is another one that I really like. Who else? And then of course the kind of that rock soul flavor. Nathaniel Rateliff, Reagan Bone Man, Jacob Banks, Amos Lee, although he's not as rock, but he's definitely got that blues soul feel to him. Yeah, it really is a mood thing. There'll be times when I'm in the car, I'm like, I don't really want to listen to anything at all. Yeah, Bastille, Blood on the Dance Floor, or Panic at the Disco. Gotcha. Those types of bands have ridiculously long titles. Yeah. I haven't really listened to either of those bands. That kind of music I haven't really gotten into a whole lot. I've gotten to a place in my life where the music I listen to needs to be encouraging and motivational, and I'm not finding it in most music, even with bands that I love. Okay, here's speaking of motivational and encouraging. One of the craziest things that I experienced with music, I used to listen to Blue October. One of the most angsty, depressing, the lead singer talked about being on drugs to help him with his kind of almost schizophrenic brain and all this kind of stuff, and just heavy music. It was really good. Then one day they came out with a new album, and I'm listening to it, and all the lyrics are happy. And I'm listening to it going, okay, when's it gonna switch? When is it gonna be I'm saying these things sarcastically because this is all crap anyways? And it never did. And I was like, what is going on? So I looked it up, and I found out that the lead singer had gotten help. He had gone to counseling and talked with family and figured things out, and he was extremely happy now. And I was like, wow, that is crazy, because the music changed 100%. It flipped. And, for me, I'm like, great. Amazing music has come from pain. And from that, angsty, the anxiety, all of that. Great music has come from that, but I would rather see a person who is fulfilled in their life and are happy with their life than be like, no, put out more of these tunes. But that was one of the weirdest, mental shifts that I've seen in music. I listen to a lot heavier stuff most of the time, but people don't like that stuff. But I can go from behemoth, satanic death metal, to Blackpink, which is K-pop. I love melodic death metal and power metal rock more than most things, though. See, I've never been able to get into that myself. I don't like the harsh yelling. I don't even know what to call it. One of my friends is the drummer for August Burns Red, and I've gone to a couple of their concerts. One of them I was lucky enough to be able to go backstage and just sit there, because I don't like their music, but I like him. He's a good buddy of mine, and I really like him. So I, jump at the opportunity to get to hang out with him for a little bit. But going to those concerts, I'm like, not my thing. Really not my thing. And some of those bands, which is funny because there's that paradigm that most people have of, they're screaming their lyrics. They must be, talking about the devil and being depressing and, terrible, horrible lyrics and stuff. But no, August Burns Red has good lyrics, and they're uplifting lyrics. It's not. It's based on the lyrics, not on the sound of it. They can reach a whole group of people that no other musician can reach because it's their style. They like that style, and I don't. But it's not for me. That's not the music for me. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Matt Greiner. Yeah, he's a good buddy of mine. Yes. August Burns Red is mostly Christian. Matt is. I'm over here in my corner with Christian music. Oh, Christian music. Oh, Christian music. I grew up listening to Christian music. Jars of Clay. And DC Talk. And Michael W. Smith, who is a lovely, lovely human, but I have never really gotten into his music. My first concert, though, of all time was DC Talk and Michael W. Smith. That was the first concert I ever went to. DC Talk was just the those three guys with a piano on stage. It was very low budget, just small. And then Michael W. Smith had his whole, back then he was, doing the whole dancing to his music and stuff like that. Yep, that was my first concert. Jars of Clay, of course, is like the cliche Christian music trope of all time. And then I, got into Lauren, Diego, Matt Maher. I know who Matt Maher is. I love their Rescue and Restore album. It helped me through my first really bad breakup with a girl I dated for over 4 years. Yeah, and that's the thing that's amazing about music is you could stick 5 people in a room and play a song, and 2 people are going to be like, that was phenomenal, and 3 people are going to go, I don't get it. that's why music is so very personal to people, and it's a visceral, personal response that you can get out of people based on the music, the lyrics, the style of singing, everything. And I know most of you weren't here before I came on and started jibber jabbering, but I was playing Tiny Tim Tiptoe Through the Tulips, which is, it's a crazy song. It really is. But it's been in horror movies. I think it was Insidious 2 that it was in, or 1 or 2. And so it's got a terrifying edge for me. But, that's a song that somebody made, and the YouTube video that somebody put up of just the lyrics video has 14 million views. All right. Chris Tomlin. Yes. And my first concert was The Birthday Massacre and Emily Autumn. It was a great show. That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, the first August Burns Red concert that I went to, I was I was on a balcony, and I was looking down at the pit of death that was happening. It was like this swirling vortex of human bodies just swirling, and I'm sitting there going, oh, I'm glad I'm not down there. It was crazy. Chris Tomlin, man, I haven't listened to him in forever. Switchfoot was one. They started under a Christian label, and then they slowly moved away from that. Their first album is still one of the greatest. And here's the thing about Christian music that's funny to me. They were under a Christian label, but Christians had an issue with them because they didn't talk more about God in their album. It's like, okay, come on. So they're being real live human beings. I'm not going to get into that. That's a whole other topic. But then you get people that are out, in the secular world, in the mainstream, who aren't under Christian labels, but are still, they are Christians. The Fray, One Republic, the lead singer, what's his name? Ryan Tedder, I believe. He went through YWAM, which is Youth, Young. I don't even know it's a Christian organization. That's what I know. But yeah, it's most Christian music to me is not well produced, and so it's really hard to listen to, and it's frustrating because I'm like, there are some very talented artists out there that do not get a real shot because the production, for some reason, under Christian labels is mediocre most of the time. But then you get bands like Switchfoot, whose producer was Charlie Peacock, who was a pioneer in the Christian music scene, and their sound was phenomenal. It was really well done. It was really well produced. It wasn't overproduced, which I think is one of the problems with a lot of Christian music, is they overproduce things to the point where you're like, you'll listen to a band live and it's amazing. And so you go by their album and it's like everything is muted and overproduced, and it loses that edge that they had when they were live. And I have some buddies, the band is called For King and Country, and live they are one of the most fun and high energy people, the groups to watch. They're phenomenal. I love their music. I can't listen to their album because they lose all of that energy in the production of it. That's what it feels like to me. So I'm gonna catch up on chats here because I know you guys have been talking. Then my only other concert was Motionless in White, BFMV, Lamb of God, Slipknot. See, that's some heavy music, man. I think the heaviest that I've gone is, I like a couple Korn songs, A Perfect Circle, Breaking Benjamin. Those kind of, that's about where my Disturbed, though, is one of my favorite bands of all time. I love Disturbed. His voice is fan-freaking-tastic. I love it. Lauren Daigle actually released a new song, and we were in John's car, and it came on the radio. I was thinking John had changed the station. Nope. I was pleasantly surprised. Yeah. See, every once in a while you'll get that. You'll get that little bit of a producer who knows what they're doing and makes people sound good and more along the lines of something that most people would listen to, which is really nice. That was an amazing concert, dude. There were shoes flying until the end of it, though. It ended very badly for us. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound promising. Somebody that you should check out. There's a band. It's husband wife. Johnny Swim. I don't know if you guys have heard of Johnny Swim, but they are fantastic. It's Abner and Amanda Ramirez. They're husband wife. She is the daughter of Donna Summer, and they're those people that it's not fair, because they're just, I mean, you look at pictures of them and you're like, okay, they're a gorgeous couple, and they can sing the lights out, and they, and you're just like, come on, share some talent, share it, come on. But they are beautiful, wonderful people, and I love them, and their music is really good. And if you ever get a chance to go to a Johnny Swim concert, I recommend it 100%. It is a lot of fun. Waiting on the butt. Well, aren't we always waiting on the butt? That sounds horrible. And then there's some other people that I have to be in the mood to listen to. Some other, like Dave Barnes, Matt Wirtz, some Nashville. There's a couple Nashville guys. I have to be kind of in the right mood to listen to their music. It's more ballads and stuff like that they do. And then there was a guy, his name is Thad Cockrell, and he did a solo album. And then he got together with a bunch of other artists in Nashville, and they created a band called Leagues. And if you ever listen to Leagues, you'll hear one or two songs that you're like, I recognize that, because they were used in commercials and TV shows. And then I don't think they ever put out a second album, which is really sad, because they're really fun and I really like their music. I'm just throwing out people like, listen to these guys. Maybe you'll like them, maybe you won't. No skin off my back, which is a creepy expression, if you ask me. Let's see here, what else? Okay, this is one of the funniest song titles that I've seen in a long while. It's from a band called 2 Feet. I think it's just one guy. One guy, 2 feet. But I love it because he's just like, you know what? This is the name of the song. Felt like playing guitar and not singing. And that's what he does. He plays guitar in that song, and he does not sing. It's so good. Felt like playing guitar and not singing. All right. There you go. Oh, so funny to me. I like when people do stuff like that. It really, where they're like, you know what, this is just the way that it is, and I don't have to be perfection with everything. And that's one of the things that I really respect about the Foo Fighters. I'm not a big fan of their music. I think their older stuff was better, but I respect Dave Grohl in his showmanship. He broke a leg and got it fixed up while he was on stage and continued the concert. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. But also, he has mentioned many times that even with their studio albums, it's not about perfection. It's about the music. It's about who they are as musicians and singers and all that. And so their music is not perfection, which I think is really good and can help an album out a lot. So I respect that greatly. I just am not a big fan of their music. I think a lot of it sounds the same, which, could be said about probably most of the artists that I've mentioned that I do like. All about taste, right? I'm going to catch up on Harp's story here. At the end of that concert, my buddy, who barely made it through his last Slipknot concert, because on his way home, he was hit directly in the driver's side by a drunk driver. He almost didn't make it through that night. Then we were there that night, had a great time, but my friend was with us and went into a seizure, and he had to be life-flighted from the venue. There were people trying to leave, and they were stepping over him, but we had 20 of us make a circle to protect him from the people who were leaving. But he's fine as far as fine goes for someone dealing with that kind of infliction, which is good. Wow, that is... Yeah, that's not a fun way to end a concert. Either time. Goodness gracious. That is crazy. That's... Oof. I've never been a huge concert person. I'm like, if I'm going to a concert, I want to be able to sit down. Yes, I know that's lame. But Bones, welcome. I'm doing well. We've got about 20 minutes left of Stuff and Things. We're talking about music. Are there any bands or groups or artists that you are really liking? That you think are fantastic? I've never... Wow! Mega Mira, I have never actually been to a concert. They are fun. I enjoy them. Bastille was one of my favorites. Johnny Swim, always fun. Blue October was one of my favorites. But I don't know. For the most part, Amos Lee is really good. If you get a chance to see him in concert, if you like him, he switches up his songs. Because there are some bands I have gone to see in concert, and it's like they're playing their cuts off of their albums. That's it. No improvisation, no switching anything up. It's like I could basically sit at home and listen to this. And so I enjoy when a band will get up and they'll make a slight shift and it just changes it up just a little bit or enough that it almost is like a different version of the song. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. We were sitting, standing, moshing, and all kinds of stuff. I almost broke my glasses. See, that does not sound fun to me. I know my name is Old Man Nico, and there's a reason. I think my mom tried to protect me from the craziness growing up, and now I just don't have the time. I do want to go at least once in my life. It's a bucket list item. Yeah. Choose a band that you absolutely love, that puts on a good show. Muse is one of the bands that I really, really want to see before they stop touring. I've heard their concerts are phenomenal. I've seen U2 in concert, and that was a show. Let me tell you, they put on a great show. Switchfoot, of course, I've seen multiple times, especially the high school, college age time frame. Goodness gracious. Linkin Park was good for that too. I wish I could have seen them live with Chester. Rest in peace, brother. Yeah, Chester Bennington. If you listen to Mike Shinoda's new album, he has a song on there about them all putting on one last show, or putting on a show after Chester passed. And just the insanity of, people asking him what he's going to do and how he's going to deal with it and all this stuff. And then he's trying to get up there and sing these songs that his buddy wrote and performed and all this kind of stuff. And it's just, it is a heart-wrenching song. I don't remember the name of it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because, it hits you hard. Because you can feel the pain that's in the song. Ooh, remind me to bring up Saint Motel if I don't after this. Mike Shinoda. I think it's Over Again. I think that's the one. I think it's Over Again. But that song is, oh man, it hits you hard. If you listen to the lyrics and just the emotion that you can sense coming through his voice. The crowd was crazy when we were able to see their last few live concert videos. Yeah. Apparently my wife almost died at a concert once. They were pushed up against something, and I'm like, cool. Well, I'm glad you didn't, because I kind of like you. It was before I met her, so I would have never known her if she had, and I'm glad she didn't. What was I saying? Saint Motel. Saint Motel, in one of their songs, has one of my favorite lines in any song, and it is hilarious. It's Just My Type. I don't know if that's the name of the song. Again, I'm the worst with song titles. But the line is, it's called My Type. Yeah. The line is, you know you're just my type. You got a pulse and you are breathing. And I love that line. It is fantastic. The first time I heard it, I was like, there's no way that was the line. There's no way that line is in that song. And so I listened to it again and I was like, yep. You're just my type. You've got a pulse and you were breathing. Those are the prerequisites for his type. I have two favorite song quotes. All right, I'm ready for them. While you're getting those ready to go, I will talk about another band that needs to be writing musicals for Broadway. It's a band called Jukebox the Ghost. I think it's either that or the other way around. But I think it's Jukebox the Ghost. Or Ghost the Jukebox. I don't know. I'll find out in a second here. This is why I love having music right here in front of me. Yeah, Jukebox the Ghost. But they have very happy music. They have a song that I think is brilliant. It's called Everybody's Lonely. And their music just sounds like it belongs in a musical. So someday maybe I can write a play and I can approach them and be like, guys, I want you to do the music for it. But Everybody's Lonely, Jukebox the Ghost, if you get a chance, that is good stuff. The lyrics are fantastic. Everybody's Lonely. Okay. This might cause my video to get muted on Twitch, but I am recording it outside of this. So I will play you at least a little bit of Everybody's Lonely. Because it is really good. And you'll see what I mean is in terms of a musical, like it could be in a musical.
Dragged into another heartbreak, like a moth into a flame.
side of the chats. Are they too long? Because that Mega Mirror might have a point. If it's too long, it might not show up on my side. There's one of them. One of them just that one. Okay. My two favorites are Rules Without Exceptions, Last Eternally, Every Move You Make Creates Your Destiny, from When the Lights Are Down by Camelot. Great power metal band next to no heavy vocals in any of their songs if you want to look them up. Alrighty. Yeah, I'll check them out. I'm going to read that one more time. Rules Without Exceptions Last Eternally. Every move you make creates your destiny. That is a good line. I like that. And then the other is, Here lies the lifeless bride and groom. Till death do us part came far too soon. Buildings burn and people die all of the time. From A Grave Mistake by Ice Nine Kills, which is a heavier band, and I've shown this song to Nickel already, but if you want to check them out, I love it. Yes, you did show me that. And it was I'm not a huge fan of the music, but I liked the aesthetic, the music video, and all that kind of stuff. It was really cool. Did you see any of the We 3 from AGT? Yes, I did. And I agreed with Simon Cowell every time that he talked about them. They have some of their stuff is very, very good. But I think some of it was pretty generic and didn't stand out. But yeah, they're from Oregon. They're Oregonians. I was saying something. What was I saying? I don't remember. Oh yeah, all the way through high school, I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket at all. And now, I mean, you guys have heard me just randomly sing a line or two, and I can sing now. I can carry a tune. But all through high school, no way, Jose. Which is funny because we did a junior senior banquet where the juniors have to kind of talk about the seniors and, you know, hey, you guys are seniors and you're awesome and you're gonna go off and blah blah blah. So we threw a junior senior banquet, and me and two buddies of mine rewrote "Semi Charmed Life" by Third Eye Blind. And we put in all of the seniors into the lines, like things that pertain to them. So so we get most of the way through the song. None of us are really singers. We're just kind of going, you know. Like there was one senior, he was hoping to go into the army, but he had a seizure at school, and so he was not allowed to. Or he wanted to go to the Marines, which makes more sense with the line, because it was Marine submission moves will hold you down until you break, which if you've heard the song, you kind of can know what part of that song it is. But we get about 3/4 of the way through, and we're at an old spaghetti factory, and the music cuts out. My buddies were playing guitar and bass. Music cuts out, and it's our voices, terrible, horrible voices, just in the dead silence. And we stop, and we look at the teacher, and she's like, "Oh, people were complaining about how loud it was, so I just wanted to turn it down." And we looked at each other, and we're like, "Well, okay, we're done." Most embarrassing moment of my life, ever. So bad. So that's a little fun story about music from my side of things. I think I can sing, but I hate my voice, so I don't like to most of the time. John's whole family is tone deaf. I grew up doing choir and singing. I was in band all through school, so I know how that goes, Mira. Yeah, that is funny. Wow, it's 7, y'all. 7 p.m. We've gone for a whole hour. Why is that popping up? Don't pop that up. I'm not gonna... Y'all. Thanks for joining me this week, talking about music. I've got it. I need to. I don't know. I don't know what topics I'm going to keep talking about. I come up with one every week so far. You can do the thing if you put your mind to it. It's true. It is true. My computer's being weird. No, the search bar is not my moderator, but thank you, computer. Oh, and now the tab is a subscriber. That's fun. Do the thing. Be one with the bush. You and the bush. You can talk next week about how everyone's Halloween was. Well, that's true. We can talk about Halloween. And how it's the devil's holiday. Whatever. It's my wife's favorite holiday. Because her birthday is the day after Halloween. Every year. How weird is that? So, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the conversation about music. I'm going to try to get both of these episodes up as soon as possible onto YouTube. Hopefully it can happen soon. Apologies again for it taking so long. But 100 be the bush or do 10 squats. Okay, I will do 10 squats once I start my next stream, which will be in about 10 minutes. Just give me about 10 minutes to kind of move some things around, figure some stuff out real quick, and then I'll be back. Thank you for joining me for the 6th episode of Stuff and Things. Hope you had fun. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. It's after 10 already. Yeah, for you, buddy. Yep, it is getting there. Have a good night. I will be back in about 10 minutes for my normal stream. I'm going to start it off with the Extreme Scream stream. So, yeah. Thanks again for joining me. And I will see you in the future.